everyone. Welcome to the new story comic horror. Maybe that's not the title anymore. My name's Alec. I need a haircut. We're going to be talking about 90s books today. And we were just making some good jokes about reboot and how we're rebooting the show once again, and maybe this should just be a show about reboots. And then I said, oh, maybe we should make it a show about the cartoon reboot from the 90s.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome. So I love that cartoon.
That's in contention, and Kenny's never seen it,
or heard of it.
Dude, So the villain Megabyte, he looks so cool. When Sinister he looked, his design was awesome.
And his name's Megabyte because it's funny because it's about computers. Let's see if I can do this right. Nope, damn it.
Damn.
Oh, here it is. Okay, you know what? I just pulled up an image of.
Do you recognize it?
Okay, I see. Yeah, man.
Over here, we got Comic Head 84, aka Kenny, aka the man who's never heard of Reboot.
Guy who just kind of remembered Reboot.
Just kind of remembered when he saw it.
Yeah.
And down here we have the Reboot connoisseur, Pugman, aka Comics Explained, aka Jason. What's up, guys?
What's up, man? Glad to be here. Talk some 90s comics, right? That's what's going on today?
Yeah, that's what's going on today. Quickly shout out the chat, and we'll talk about how we're gonna do things today. Wu Hong was first in the chat tailgating and said, "Where's everybody?"
Wu Hong's always the first one in the chat. Or Chris Barrett.
I can add your. There you go. There's Reboot.
Yeah.
Uglier than I remember.
They actually did a reboot of Reboot recently, and I heard it was terrible because it wasn't the same. Like, I think it made it live action.
Ooh, that's grim.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Yeah, he's a little creepy.
Maybe we should not talk about that.
Yeah.
Chris Barrett's in the show saying, "Where's John? Wait on him." Very funny. And said, "Who's having a hurricane party?" Hurricane has not started yet, even though it was supposed to, because it is moving literally at 1 mile an hour. I don't know if any of you are following it, but all the meteorologists and weather people keep saying, you can walk faster than this hurricane's moving. It's like, all right, well, just walk away from it then if it gets too close.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the islands that's just like staying in the area, just thrashing it over and over and over. Like, it's brutal.
Absolutely devastated. It's brutal. So our thoughts go up to them for sure, because I saw some of the damage. It's grim. Doesn't look like we're going to be getting hit that hard, but who knows until the storm decides what it wants to do. You never know. Old Wolf was here. Comics with Thomas is here. Brendan Stawinski just joined. Thank you all for hanging out and listening to us yammer about 90s comics. So the format that we kind of discussed was that we would each pick a 90s book and read it.
Sorry.
And then present it, kind of go over a brief synopsis of it, and then kind of argue its merits and try to convince everyone that we picked the best book. But someone didn't do their homework.
Sorry. Yeah, I was busy with like cooking out, family, business stuff. Yeah.
So the third one, I give you an excuse for. The first two, you read a comic and cook out. Especially a 90s book, those things are worthless.
Now, when the in-laws are trying to talk to you,
say, hey, you want to talk about X-Force 1?
Yeah, little kids running around. I did try to talk about comics to like my father-in-law, and he like zoned out and then thought I was talking about stand-up comedians, and I just like went along with it. I was like, yeah, like yeah, Ronnie Dangerfield was pretty cool, man.
You're like, excuse me, uncle, I need to get through this GW Bridge speech.
Yeah.
Biggie Shack, what's up?
Biggie Shack's in the house. I collect a lot in the house. What's up, guys? So I kind of made the joke that he could read a book while one of us talked about our book, but that's really gonna happen.
So what I did was like I grabbed, I think, like 10 comics, pretty much all the 90s stuff I had, because I don't really buy too many old back issues, or really many back issues in general, really. And these ones are just important to me because like I grew up, this is what I bought when I was a kid. So excited just to have these and show some stuff. But I mean, I can show one or two, it doesn't matter, and save them for later. But I figured if I showed him now, it would give me more incentive to go shopping for 90s stuff next time, you know?
If you show all 10,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have anything for sure.
Exactly. Then you're like, guess what, boy? You got to go shopping. So, I don't know.
That's a pretty good joke, Chris Barrett.
Yeah. Nice.
He's in back to school, isn't he? Maybe not. Did I make that up? Yeah.
Probably. It was like that 2-3 year period, like in the 80s, that he was just superstar of the comedy world. Kennison. He like rose up and burned out fast.
Sam Kennison?
Yeah. As soon as he got to the point where he was like doing like these like Motley Crue type music videos, he just looked really coked out. I was like, oh, he's on.
Shoulder. Yeah, he's always coked out and just yelling.
I remember
his stick was just a yell. Yeah. He'd just be like, like that was the stick. And people were like, it's hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah, Gallagher just smashed stuff and they're like, wow, that's hilarious. And then you had Andrew Dice Clay. He's like, hey. Aggressive sexuality, baby. And people were like, oh, that's hilarious. You know, that's just boomer humor. I don't know, man.
You know, the funny one that I remember about Kennison is like when he goes to Africa when they're like looking for help the needy kids, and he's like, come here, look at this ground. Nothing's gonna grow here. And he's like screaming that like move to where the food is, which is like it's a fucked up
easier
premise.
said than done.
Yeah, which is like it's ridiculous, but his the bit's funny.
Moral Biggie Jack said, I want to know what the best record Misexplained has.
Oh, I don't know, man.
We're getting really off track.
Yeah, best is tough.
Discovery Bay is in chat. What is up, JB? All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I just realized I put 2 D's in my name accidentally. So this is Comic Head DD84. All right.
Let's see. How do I make you big?
Milk.
There we go.
All right.
How do I do this but make you the big one?
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned is that only host guy can make
them big with the little ones on the side. That's annoying. Okay.
Yeah, I know. You need to pay like $20 probably for that feature, that hot feature.
Well, this is on the Concord one. They paid for the upgraded one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I just don't know how to do it.
I feel like I didn't necessarily pick like the quintessential 90s books. I don't know what books that, my colleagues are going to bust out, but this is something that came in my J Hood Creative AOK. I should have grabbed the art piece that he sent me too because it's pretty sick. But it's Wildcats and X-Men.
Damn.
Crossover, son.
Dope.
The Golden Age.
Yeah, that's got everything, man. That's got Image, that's got X-Men, that's got crossover events across publishers. That's pretty 90s.
That's pretty 90s, right? Yeah. I think the Wildcats element definitely makes it 90s. And it did come out in 97.
Who wrote and illustrated it?
So, writing duties, Scott Lobdell.
Yeah, and 90s, all the way.
And the artist, who, like, I kind of knew of him once I started to, like, search his name and stuff, but I didn't really give this guy the props. And this is... Yeah, Travis Charest.
Yeah,
God
that
damn,
guy
he's good.
Yeah, he is super talented.
Dude, the art in this book is fucking nuts, dude.
Oh, wow.
And it basically follows Wolverine, and I forget the gal from Wildcats, but they're fighting Nazis. And it's, like, I think that's what Golden Age refers to, is, like, that year period. And there's, like, stunning freaking pages in this thing. The story is pretty good. I mean, I think the art kind of outshines the story in this a little bit, but it's still a pretty cool romp of, like Logan knows how to speak German, which is pretty badass. They almost make him a little more international man of mystery than he probably should be, but whatever.
Yeah, he's lived a long life. He could have been,
Yeah, that's the thing with Wolverine.
He could have gone through a phase.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. But, like, dude, the detail of this guy's work, there's just something about his style.
The first exposure I got to Travis Charest art, he did some Detective Comics right before Batman's back got broken in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, like that cover of Robin and Azrael like jumping forward towards the camera. He did that one, and the one with Killer Croc. Pretty sure. Some good stuff.
That train is nuts. The book that I do remember from him was some Danger Girl stuff.
Jackie O said it's Jim Lee art with a million more lines added to it. Yeah, but like, it's not useless lines. Like, I feel like McFarlane and Jim Lee and some of those other guys just like put lines in to make it look like detail, whereas Travis Charest, like, was very intentional with the millions of lines he used.
Yeah, like I would argue, like I don't know, if you look at Wolverine's face day, like I actually think that's better than Jim Lee's artwork. His rendering, I think, is higher level.
Super detailed, nice shading. Yeah.
Yeah, there's awesome. Kind of like this photorealistic vibe, but it's still comic book art. You know, because he can still do stuff like this and exaggerate the body form and stuff.
Jackie was saying he came out of 2000 AD, I think. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. He is a European artist, and that's like kind of where he disappeared to. He started doing French comics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess he was born in Canada. A little reading I was doing on him. But it was pretty badass. I was a little confused because they didn't. Where's the panel where she gives him this weapon? There's like this panel that she's like, "Here, I'm gonna give you this weapon." And she gives him a glove with 3 claws on it. And then for the battle at the end, like he's using that to fight with. I'm like, where's his claws at? Like maybe he didn't know about his claws. Because that's not part of Weapon X. Did Weapon X give him the claws? He always had bone claws.
So it depends on when that came out, because that, I think, was retconned. I think Weapon X gave him the claws and he grew bones around or underneath them or something.
Oh.
And then when Origin came out, they like said, "Oh no, he's always had bone claws." I believe. Either that or Scott Lobdell just didn't do his research.
Yeah, Scott Lobdell never does his research.
And I'm talking on my ass, which I always do. So
speaking of cool pages, is that thick? I don't really know the Wildcats too well, but I do remember that chick with the red stripes on her face. I don't.
Either way, it's that's a dope page. It's a great illustration.
Yeah, and for those who might, for that Jim Lee comparison, here's the Jim Lee variant cover for this book. I mean, I feel like it's just
like it's dynamic, cool. I guess, but
I like it.
I do like it, but I feel like when you go dollars to donuts, brother, you know what I mean?
He's definitely a better renderer, I would say, but he tends to draw things a little stiff. Like there's not as much like movement and action, I feel like, in his art. But like
that's fair.
That's going to draw 2 people standing there. Goddamn.
Yeah, goddamn. And he lays out the page really well. Like even just the layout of that first page, just I don't know. Good stuff. So yeah, man, I grabbed this, and this was thanks again to J Hood Creative, and he's like a published artist. Check out his Instagram if you haven't yet. And he sent me like a AOK with a bunch of little post-it notes on the different books, and this one said, "Best art ever." I think that was like a turn of phrase, but I still think he highly praised it.
Yeah.
So
Jeff Comic 130. What's up? And
Cantonese
Jack says, "Damn, Whale's a critic." Yeah, man. Where you been?
Anti-joy equation.
Anti-joy equation. I dump on everything, and I also have strong opinions that I don't assume are correct, but are mine.
Yeah, I think Chris Barrett, his claws were originally bone. Then during Weapon X, they added adamantium to him. I thought that was always the case too.
I don't know. But someone Wikipedia that while we talk about 90s books. We are little research monkeys.
There is something to be said. I remember, like, I kind of halfway remember what you're saying of his technical mutant power was always just the healing factor.
Yeah.
And then all that other shit came later. So there might be something to that.
I collect a lot, said not back in the day. I don't know if he's referring to Wolverine. I'm pretty sure that they changed that. I could be wrong. But it's the first time for everything.
Yeah. So, boom. There's my my '90s entry, and I think there's a vote happening later. So, you know what I'm saying? Just marvel at this, brother. Wolverine, Nazis, crossover.
Dope art.
Dope, dope, dope. I would give it 3 dopes. Art. Logan speaking German in a white suit. Look at him chilling on the train like that. He's so short, his feet fit right across.
Yeah.
Bone claws were in Origin. I collect a lot. Is backing me up.
Yeah, and it's mostly black and white, except when they want to like to put a splash of red here and there. Like it's really the art that blows me away.
I gotta keep it 100. No judgment. Whale opinions are cool. Yeah, man. Call me out. I don't care. I'm just, you know.
Yeah, call him
I always
out.
just jump on everything. I refer to things as dumpster fires regularly on my Wednesday show. So.
Yeah, Alex known for really,
the garbage
really
man.
dumped on Deceased, right?
I think Deceased, Captain Marvel. I was not too kind to Marvel Comics 1000.
I haven't read Deceased yet, but it seemed like the consensus was it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, everyone else loved it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Wolverine is so old because he has ultimate healing powers and it basically like refreshes his body constantly. Ricky Marstat in the chat, what's up?
I feel uncomfortable that the screen's just okay. I was like, stop.
Okay, so I guess I'll go.
Yeah. And we don't know, and the cool thing is I don't know what books either of them brought, so that was I'm excited.
So I went big. I swung for the fences. I figured it's our first show doing this format. You know, why pull any punches?
The chat will be the judge of how big it is.
Turok won.
Valiant.
I mean, between this and X-Force are, I feel like the two like big joke comics of the 90s, or like two biggest joke comics of the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not read this in probably since the 90s. So I figured I would give it another shot. Jeff Comics thinks it's funny. So first of all, regardless of the gimmick nature of the cover, that's a pretty dope illustration.
Yeah, I love the gimmick nature of those comics.
And I don't know or illustrate this book.
Nope.
No.
Jack Yo says Valiant for life. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. So
I don't own that book. I know the joke is that everyone has that book. I don't have it.
Me either.
You need to go pick one up at a 50-cent bin.
I guess so, yeah.
Chris Barrett says, I refuse to own Turok 1. Well, maybe my review of it is going to change that. B says, cover is nice. I don't give a fuck. Are we allowed to keep Carson's channel? I don't remember anymore.
Probably.
We do every week.
Yep.
The penciler is Bart Sears. And the writer is David Michelini. So two like legit
Mussolini?
people. Yes, Mussolini came back from the grave to write this.
Oh my god!
He's very passionate about dinosaurs.
Chat, just keep that in mind when voting. If you want to support that kind of rhetoric or not.
War crime. So it starts off with a big old splash page here with Turok using some vision powers. The first two pages are kind of like a recap of what happens in the Magnus issues and in Unity. So it talks about him finding this cave, which brings him to the world of dinosaurs, where these machines come and like start take over, and then about Magnus coming to help fight them. And then about Mother God, who was the whole Unity story, and how he ended up joining forces with my boy Rai and Magnus and Exo to fight Mother God, even though he first supported her because he believes in gods. And he thinks like the modern man doesn't believe in gods, and that's why they didn't like her. But really, she was a bad person. And then she like enhanced these dinosaurs with electronics to make them smart, and then they slaughtered his son. And so he is on this mission to kill the two head honcho dinosaurs. As you can see there, who are also constantly trying to fight him. So they are in a bit of a yin and yang circular logic of fighting each other. So that's kind of the setup, the pre-setup of the recap of what happened for this book.
I love the video game.
So, what's that?
I love the video game. 1, 2, and Rage Wars were awesome.
People love the video game, but dump on the comic. Where do you think they got the idea for the video game?
I know, right?
I'm not saying that source materials are always great.
I did love that game.
He says that basically, like, he didn't need to go on this vision quest because the dinosaur found him. He didn't need to find the dinosaur, and they kind of ambush him and start fighting him. And he's got these crazy exploding bows because he stole them from the mother god. Jackie said the art is so cool. Yeah, man, Bart Sears. I mean, it's super 90s, but it's like very good.
It is good, yeah.
So he blows up a tree and he's very upset about that. And then they kind of slash him and knock him off a cliff. And this line I really liked, where he says, like, they found this world with how many others I'll never know. Even the strongest brave can't stand the earth's pull. Great spirit, take me into your lodge. And so he's kind of just saying, like, all right, I'm accepting death, and I'm falling off this cliff like I failed my mission. And the dinosaurs call him Turok, T''ROKK, or soft skins. So they're like pretty smart, but they're not like human smart. They're like almost human smart. Dinosaurs and Cadillacs. Yeah, it's great comic too, super 90s. But lo and behold, Turok survives and is washed up on the shore to be found by this babely.
What are the odds?
Babely brave.
Those stems. Am I right?
Hashtag dem stems.
So then there's like this one really weird page that I'm sure kind of must come into play later, but all of a sudden it cuts to this like drug cartel guy's house, and they're like, "Oh, the caravan's being attacked by these monsters," and he's like, "Bring me my guns." Is that racist? I don't think so. I think that's a pretty spot on accent.
Yeah.
And then she's like nursing him back to health, and he's like, "Oh, okay, maybe I will lay down for a bit," because he's
that during the dinosaur crack epidemic.
Yeah, they're in the crossroads of the dinosaur superhighway and the crack superhighway.
Thanks, Reagan.
Yeah, it hit the Stegosaurus community hard, man.
Reagan.
Chris Barrett busting my balls as always. Said most printed book in history is like Jim Lee's X-Men 1. Second most printed is Missing Pieces 3. False. Missing Pieces 1 is printed more than Missing Pieces 3. So they obviously start forming a very strong relationship. And look at those shoulders, man.
Huge. Jack.
Dude is, yeah.
For days.
The Hulk's got nothing on him. He teaches them kind of how to hunt because they're just a farming society. And then the one like really questionable illustration for me in this issue was this drawing.
She coming out of the water, flipping her hair back.
Out of the water, and like, yeah, that hair just didn't do it for me.
No. What's that movie, Flashdance?
Yeah.
And then she's about to get attacked by this cat, this like mountain cat, and Turok saves her life by shooting it with like an electric arrow or something.
Oh, nice.
It's that. And then she says, "You're burying an offering?" He said, "We must apologize to the cat for killing it and thank the gods for providing us with meat." And then she's like, "You're an old man, Turok. You honor my people, and you know he got banged." Look at that.
In the eye.
Yeah. Oh, right. Sorry. She says, you honor my people and me. Wink, wink. But lo and behold, the dinosaurs find them and start killing some of their people who are out on like a gathering mission. But they let some go because one of them says something about Turok. So they're like, oh, send them back to the village so we can follow them, kind of sort of thing. Turok finds out and goes hunting after them because he's pissed. And blasts one of them, but doesn't kill him. But he's like, oh no, I realize what they're doing. They're distracting me to go back to the village and kill all the other people. And this was like the coolest part for me because he said, he lured me away, sent his raptors to attack, hoping to slaughter those who befriended me. In the Lost Land, he destroyed my people, and seeks the same here. My energy has little imagination, but they may not need it. That was my last arrow. Monarch's darkest weapon is his near-human intelligence. Mere animals don't take joy in bringing pain, but he knows how being alone in this alien land would weigh on my spirit. He's beyond cruel, he's evil, another human trait. But it's almost over. A final foe, and my knife. But
my knife.
My knife, exactly. Pretty rad page here. I just thought that was like a cool idea of saying like, oh, their human intelligence has made them like have the worst traits in humans. And he's trying to punish me rather than just kill me. He's trying to make me alone in this world. I thought that was kind of badass.
Mm-hmm.
And so he thinks he's done for. Do this stupid StreamYard thing because he got pinned. And he's like, I'm out of arrows. I don't have my knife. But then he does this badass move with the thing and he like unhooks it and it's got a blade inside of it. Chops off the dinosaur's head.
Oh, hell yeah.
But for all of his good doings of helping these people defend against these dinosaurs, they're basically like, yo, dude, they're going to keep coming after you. You got to bounce. And so his lady friend's like, here's a bundle of arrows as a gift. And then she cries as he walks away. And he's off to once again be alone in the wastelands and hunt dinosaurs. So that's Turok number 1.
Dope.
Pretty great. So that's what I'm bringing to the table.
I like it.
Bet you all didn't think it was that cool.
It was very cool. And the art was dope too, man. And that cover, I still love the cover. It's got the foil. It's got
a cool illustration. It's like I never really understood it. It's like not really a hologram, but it's like a glued on piece.
Yeah. That's how it was for some Superman issues around that time as well.
Yeah.
I have a couple of those.
It looks rad. It's not really chromium. It's not really a hologram. I don't know what this is. I don't know what you would call this style of
Yeah. I should have brought my Supermans down. I forgot I had those too from the 90s.
I remember a lot of like the Valiant stuff used to do that, right? There's a few of these indie publishers that I feel like always had these shiny, like hard cardstock, like that one.
Yeah,
on the covers.
But this wasn't until like well after Unity. Like pre-Unity, Valiant was not a gimmicky company. They just like wrote good stories. And then Image came out and they're like, oh, we need to keep up with the gimmicks that they're doing because they were doing chromium covers and embossed covers and all sorts of stuff. So they started kind of keeping pace.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the size of wrestlers' dicks in the chat.
Yeah, they are.
People glancing over and seeing that and like, what is happening? I never know what's going to happen on Story Comic Core.
I mean,
that's gonna be the whole chat, the whole time.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna have that conversation, I'd be doing it a disservice to not mention Andre. Was all I was saying.
So thanks for paying attention to my book report and talking about wrestler dicks instead.
Wrestler dicks.
So
maybe that'll be the next. Maybe that'll be the next reboot for the show.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Saying. All right. What's up, Jason? What do you got?
All right. Mine is the first comic I ever owned as a kid. I want to say I was in second and third grade, but Amazing Spider-Man 375.
Oh yeah, Mark Bagley.
Yeah, oh yeah, Bagley. But yeah, you can see the little foil in the back, and it's got a kind of like a rainbow color gleam to.
Did you say the first cover or one of the?
First comic I ever owned. I'm not sure what his first cover was, but
no. Okay, but that's cool. So that was your first comic that you owned.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
I just really loved the Bagley art, man. I loved Venom. I thought he was super cool. I'm like, what? He's just kind of like an evil version of Spider-Man, but he's so much bigger and badass and looks scarier and just cooler. But like this comic, this issue, man, I don't know what it is, but I think I got like a fresh like batch off the press. You know what I mean? Because like the inks are like just super like dark and colorful. The color just really stayed in this. It was just awesome. I just really love the interior art in this.
Kenny, you really blew it by not bringing the gimmick cover.
Yeah,
we got Silver Sable in here for a little bit.
Silver Sable, they were like really pushing her for a while. It's like,
for sure.
Like the next big character. I don't know why. She's so generic.
Yeah, I agree. She's kind of like a Black Widow, pretty much, I guess, maybe. But I feel like Black Widow's more interesting. She got Eddie Brock's like duster jacket.
Nice.
He's like, yeah, I want to look a little fresh.
Ooh, I
still have my logo on it.
Yeah, dude, he's a fashion designer in secret, man.
Yeah,
I thought Venom was always so cool though. How they always like had him transform stuff. You know, he always had facial expressions throughout the symbiote. Sorry, there we go. But like the inks in these are super awesome. I guess they fight like Wild Pack, which is not very exciting. The fight between Spider-Man and Venom is way more intense and cooler. But that's like after the Wild Pack fight happens. It's pretty much just like Eddie Brock wants to visit his old girlfriend or his old ex or wife or whatever, and he goes and finds her. And I think Spider-Man thought he was like starting trouble when he wasn't, and he's kind of like a wrong place, wrong time kind of scenario. And then I think they team up to fight Wild Pack and get that over with. And then I think they fight each other at the end. You know, it's called Last Confrontation, and it's just like whole thing is like there's like 7 or 8 pages of just Venom fight. it's pretty awesome. It's super action packed. I always loved the Wolverine versus Sabretooth like fights, and I think second to that was always Spider-Man and Venom fights, particularly in this issue. But it's like that, like for multiple pages. But the Bagley art is so sick. I wish he still drew like this, man. You know, you figure you get better with age, but like his stuff is more toned down for sure, less detailed. And even that Absolute Carnage cover he did wasn't too awesome. I think it might have been like the colorist more than anything, but it was very like just basic, and I'm not even sure how old he is.
Caleb, Comics Murphy.
Hey, dude, Caleb, what's up, man?
Oricor alumni.
Hell yeah, glad to hear from you, man. Jeez, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I was talking to him today. I guess is the best internet he has is that he could possibly get is 25.
Oh boy, jeez.
So,
on real quick, we got this this Mary Jane.
That is illegal, Caleb.
Jeez.
Time and a half after a certain amount.
Yeah, so you should report your family. Just kidding, but you should seriously take a break.
And then also we get a Bagman version of Spider-Man there.
I collect a lot. Says the Absolute Carnage was unused art, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Was that the Fantastic Four Baghead?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It's like a
John was just talking about that in his Big Lion Cat auction.
Got a cool man-wolf there.
That's in the video game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the. I think so. But yeah, it's pretty much like a bunch of little short stories. But the longest one was the fight with Venom. The last story, it looks like these teens are kind of defacing Kraven the Hunter's grave. Just pretty tight.
TJ's in the chat saying Silver Sable is due for a relaunch.
True, yeah, especially with the movie and stuff. It's supposed to come out.
To make another embossed cover. I think every like '90s kid had that book so they could touch her boobs.
What movie are we talking? Silver Sable movie?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Silver Sable movie, like happening, possibly like always in the rumor. I think it's her and Black Cat.
Oh,
Got that first appearance.
Yep.
I'm sure that'll be huge.
Last page shows Chameleon, which I think is pretty cool too.
I got some hot spec for you, but it might spoil something, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, really? Also in here is a bunch of awesome ads, but like this one has a Chuck Rock, Super Nintendo.
Chameleon. You know what's cool about that? That's Chameleon on the end there, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was like, you know what? Chameleon's a hot character. I looked up the Key app. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be ahead of the curve. I'm gonna find Chameleon's first appearance.
And it's like $1 million.
And I'm like, oh, it's ASM1. Fuck, never mind. Damn it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You gotta stay ahead of that curve. Yeah, hot that ASM1 before it shoots up.
Like I got a hot spec book, y'all. ASM1.
Dude, yes. Look, it's a good bet the kid's favorite mutants ain't turtles. Yo, take that, Chad.
Oh, look at that kid.
Dude, he's cool as hell, dude. Take that,
TMNT.
You got nothing.
Yeah, suck it, Splinter.
Yeah, bunch of nerds. This kid's cool.
Hell yeah. Yes, scrubs living in the sewer. Get him an apartment.
Love it. The kid's dope. But yeah, that's, I mean, in a nutshell, it's just Spider-Man and Venom fighting, and it's so dope. But I love this comic. But Brandon Sawinski brought up in the chat earlier Spider-Man 2099, and this is the second comic I ever owned, was this one, and it says, in virtual unreality.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're like, what? Blew my little kid mind. Like, virtual unreality, and like, who is this Spider-Man? What is this? You know? It's like number 13. But I was like, dude, this costume's so dope, and this guy's giant and grabbing what's happening in the future. And the third comic I ever owned was number 25, and it's all like foil and embossed also. It's like super bumpy. Definitely took this one to show and tell as a kid. Dude, kids were stoked.
Jason just says that's the first Anne Weying who becomes She-Venom. 375.
Was that me?
I don't know. I'm asking Jason.
Oh, I don't know. It says She-Venom is the Bride of Venom is the first storyline on page 2, but you never really see her change anything. It's more like
she's not She-Venom in that issue, but that's the first appearance of the character who becomes She-Venom, I think he's saying.
Oh, okay, could be.
Cool.
Yeah, but so after, yeah, sorry, no, good.
Kenny.
Yeah.
You're out of the running because you did not bring a gimmick cover. I'm sorry.
I let the chat decide on that one.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, chat. These guys brought the predictable picks. Who wouldn't have get Turok 1? Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Bagley Spider-Man shiny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get it, brother.
You had to check to see if that was a '90s book because it was so un-90s.
It's probably like 1999. Is that what year it came out?
97.
Oh man,
just the most wild thing I've ever read in the chat. Said I went by LCS last week and they said they weren't even ordering Hickman X-Men. What are they buying?
What? Yeah, what are they buying?
That like, come on.
That's it, Caleb. Tell what do you call it? DM me your address immediately. I will make sure you stay up to date with House of X. My civic duty.
Yeah, good luck finding some of those early issues, though.
I got you, brother. They might be, extra printings or weird variants, but got you.
So, yeah, I mean, clearly, if we are doing the voting, the clear pick is Turok 1, because it is quintessential 90s, and really, not that bad.
Not that bad, bro.
Nazis, Wolverine against Nazis, teaming up with the Wildcats.
I don't think you start by saying Nazis to say, like, this is why you vote for me.
When have you seen Wolverine tangle with the Nazis? It's not a very common trope, so it's outside the box.
It's happening right now in Marvel Comics, that new thing they're putting out, that little story with like his daughter.
Cut his mic, Alec. Black and white, it's artistic. This isn't your run-of-the-mill 90s comic, brother. There's no exaggerated forms. this is just high class.
Jason Smith wants to know, is like, why does the ASM 375 have a spine tick? These were in awesome condition until about like 6 years ago. I kept them in pristine condition since I was a little kid until like it's too many moves. You know what I mean?
And it's literally your first comic, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I had like,
there's no
dude,
my first comic is like practically disintegrated. The cover's detached, so
I was it was like a treasure, dude. Like I cherished it so much for the longest time. It's like 6 years ago. Just somehow got in the bottom of a box or something that someone helped pack, you know. So
I actually pulled because I pulled a few just 90s books. And I actually pulled my first comic.
Yeah, dude. Let me see.
Want to see it? It's definitely ticked up. There's no avoiding that. I bought it off the Stop and Shop Spinner Rack kid.
Stop and Shop, bro.
Stop and Shop kid, right at the. I said, "Hey, ma, add this to the thing." ASM. I've always had a thing for like team up covers, man. But like as a kid, I would scoop up all like the team up covers like that.
Can we zoom in on that, Alec?
Oh yeah, sure. Shiny. I guess so. People are asking, is it just me or is Comic Head's camera black and white? You're a little desaturated.
He's in the 1940s.
Oh, I can.
He's just.
Oh, you mean like this? Oh, what are you talking about?
He's just trying to. He's trying to theme it to the book he picked.
Right.
That actually made you look more colorful by doing that.
Really?
When you switch back, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Contrast.
Yeah, the glare's little. I got double screens going, so it kind of causes glare. But yeah, I feel like this is where it started my fandom of She-Hulk. Like, who is that?
Yeah. You're like, hey, Ma, who's this?
She-Hulk's an underrated babe.
Oh yeah, it's that Larson goodness, man. Larson and Bagley were like my Spider-Man guys until I got more learned in comics. I was like, these two guys are the best ever.
Marco's the best Spider-Man artist. Okay, so should we? Anyone else like to pitch their book a little more?
Yeah. Dude, Bagley art, dude. It's Bagley art. It's bad.
I feel like this is a layup for me. I think
this cover. I think. What about? Should we do best cover? This might be best cover.
No.
You think Turok's a better cover?
I mean, it's about the story. It's called Story Comic Corps.
Okay, good. Because I will admit the cover's probably the weaker point on my book. But you want to talk story and interior art, brother?
Yeah, interior art's sick, dude. I love my interior art too, though, man. That was so good.
Got 1 vote for you, Misexplained.
Hey, all right. Thanks. I collect a lot.
No, 2. DS Comics in the chat. DS Comics knows he's going to vote for Turok. He just joined. He knows already. Turok #1.
No, DS has taste, and he knows to go with the classic. Just look at that first page. Blowing you away.
Jeff Comic 813 votes for 84.
2 and 2.
Yeah, he's bidding $84 for Turok #1 because he just realized that I single-handedly increased the value of that book by talking about how great it is.
There you go. Caleb
votes for Valiant.
Should we all hold our books up? People vote.
Yeah, I guess so. Biggie is very political and votes for everyone. Thank you, Biggie Shack.
I think Misexplained already got his vote, though, in fairness.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny.
Jack goes for Charizard, so I think that's 2 and 2.
And Nazi General turns into an alien monster halfway through.
So Chris Barrett got a vote for X-Force 1.
Thank you, Jason Smith.
So Misexplained's currently in the lead.
Yay.
I think you might pull this one out.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Plus you might send me a PS4.
Buddy.
All right, give it just a few more seconds. Let last-minute people who are struggling
to in the link out.
Admit that Turok is the best pick.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Here's another.
At the moment, Jason has it, right? People are taking Jason's book.
Which also kind of bummed me out because he's the one person who did not read his book this week.
It's a bunch of short stories. It's not even a big deal, and it's like mostly just fighting. You fight, and that's it. That's all the story is.
Yes, says, are you guys doing favorite comic issues? So what's going on here? Favorite 90s? No, we each picked a 90s book to talk about. And, Ricky also voted for Spider-Man.
Yay!
Big Shaq says he thinks 84 won. I think.
Thanks, Big. I'm not sure. Considering you voted against me, I don't know. You could have been the difference maker, Biggie.
Yeah. I thought you were a pal.
I missed this comment. It's just me or is Alex beard bigger? My beard consistently gets bigger.
Yeah.
Or is it just maybe my hair is making it look bigger? One person, Smurf, voted for me, Chris Barrett. Thank you very much.
Yeah, DS, this was my first comic ever as a kid, so I had to bust this one out.
So congratulations.
I wonder what Thank you. I wonder what Chad and Heidi would have brought.
The first victor of the new show format, which, if we're going to stick with this, we need to come up with a new title. The Story Comic Horror doesn't really fit it anymore. I think Jason suggested Time Bandits, but that's also copywritten.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the idea of
different eras?
Doing different eras? Yeah.
That's fun. I like that. Although 90s does have its charm, though.
90s does have its charm. Like we all grew up reading 90s books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. I just think, and we can stay rocking. You know, it's not a one and done for 90s. I just wonder if like a month from now we're like, okay, you got your 90s
books.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It might give us at least an opening, but I'm down to ride out for It's 90s month, brother. Of, I'm cool with that, but it'd be good to have the opening.
We'll roll with the 90s until we can't take them anymore.
Okay.
But I also think it's like if we're going to go out and buy new books, you can get 90s books for so cheap.
Yeah, super cheap.
Not really big monetary demand. I never even heard of White Whales Comics. Are you serious? Truck number one? This is quintessential 90s.
Also, because I showed off some Spider-Man 2099s, here's the first appearance one with the hologram.
Yeah, boy.
Gotta get some hologram. Holograms are dope. We still want a whole cover. We need a whole hologram cover.
Speaking of first appearances, either you guys hear that in Marvel Comics 1000 and in some other book, Marvel refers officially to 180 as Wolverine's first appearance?
Whoa, they changed it, huh?
Yeah.
So get on that CGC, fix that label.
Dang.
Yeah, but I feel like the people choose when it comes to cameo and first appearances, right? Doesn't like the
I did a video on that a while ago, like one of my earlier videos, and that's kind of the consensus I came to. But I think that's bogus. I think like there should be hard and fast rules about what is considered a first appearance.
Because there's always cameo and first usually. Like if they didn't distinguish that and when they first appear as their first appearance, that would probably clarify a little bit. But since they play that game of that's his cameo and that's his first full, you're always gonna have shenanigans.
Jason Smith said, if I open an online shop for beer products, buy from me. I don't buy beer products. I make beer products.
Same.
That doesn't make any sense. Does it, DS? So CG calls 180 first brief appearance.
Brief appearance?
Like,
does that mean he have his pants off?
Doesn't call 180 a cameo. Interesting.
Oh, that's weird.
Because it's not a cameo. It's clearly a cameo to me is Venom in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Someone off screen talking. That's a cameo. If you're a full panel and you say your name, that's a first appearance.
Agreed.
It's not the iconic comic because of the cover, but.
Yo, Biggie, I brought out the DOC 90s right there for you. How to bring out the Hum 90s alternative bands. Alex got the Panopticon. I see.
Yeah, definitely not 90s.
Definitely not 90s, yeah. How to represent some 90s, bro.
Dig it. Still not paying for 180 or 181. Yeah, they're kind of out of reach.
Yeah.
But
and plus, I do like a good cover, and 180's cover to me.
And now what? There's rumor there's going to be like a Hulk and Wolverine kind of fight movie thing happening. That's what Lords of the Long Box announced.
Oh, really?
What is yeah?
Live action film?
Yeah. So I'm sure that's going to skyrocket even more.
What does that mean? MCU? I don't understand what that means.
If I had to, so people are saying a lot of like pro 181 stuff in the chat. Listen, if I had to choose between having those two books, regardless of value, I'd still pick 181. It's the cooler book to have. But
Absolutely.
180 is the first appearance, as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion.
This is the best cover, anyways.
That's true. Of the books we brought, that's the best cover.
Cool. I guess that's it for our first rebranding episode. You guys want to plug anything this week?
Got Comic Con Limited on Wednesday. Got a show on the S&B network on that YouTube channel, a group called Comic Cast. That's at Sundays at 2. And then catch us here Mondays at 10. That's it.
Yeah. For sure. Every week-ish.
Sure. We can take some time off. I don't care.
No, it's like I feel like we're just inconsistent with when we go live.
Yeah, 10-ish.
But 10-ish every Monday-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, really cool to see Caleb the Comic Smurf in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully you can join us sometime soon and laying down that cable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Excuse me?
Laying cable.
As far as upcoming stuff, this is Graders Notes week. Bi-weekly show, and Graders Notes is going down this week. I was just trying to remember what book it is. Damn it.
Oh, man.
I think Genome chose. But it's kind of escaping me. So, going down. Click on Genome's channel. Genome Presents. Stay tuned to my Instagram, because when I remember what book it is, I'll post something on there about it. So yeah, that's next thing on the docket.
Very cool. I got maybe book club on Wednesday if I have power. I collect a lot of saying everyone in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, stay safe for sure. Hearts go out to the people in the Bahamas. They're having a real hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it doesn't hit Florida. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to hit as hard, but hopefully it kind of veers off course and, mitigates some damage for other people. So if I have power Wednesday, I'll be on book club with John and Tacoma Comics. We're going to be talking about a book called Something is Killing the Children from Boom.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's really good.
Well, there you go.
You don't need to watch that prison cover.
Don't need to watch book club anymore. I actually also really like the A cover.
Yeah.
Chris Farrett said it'll hit you at 0.5 mile an hour. Yeah, it's moving real slow.
Yeah, that's by what, Tynion, right?
Yeah, Tynion the fourth.
Yeah, it was. I got a little.
Not to be confused with the first, second, or third.
Yeah, I got a preview, advanced copy, and it's good.
Smurf's the gangsta. I like how he says, "I'm so jealous I missed that hurricane." You can tell he's a Florida boy. He's like, I don't give a heck.
So not only, by the way, not only is it, up to if I have power or not, but it's also up to if my shops in the area actually get books.
Well, if they're not flooded.
Yeah. So a lot of X factors as to if I will be on book club. Yeah, I can try to read it digitally if all else fails. But so hopefully you'll see me Wednesday on book club. And in a couple weeks, on the 10th, so I guess just next week, I'm going to be on the New York Warriors auction on Tuesday. And then that Thursday, the 12th, DS and I are going to be doing an auction on my channel. And it's going to be buck wild. He sent me a picture of some of the stuff he's selling. Bring your wallets, boys and girls, because It's gonna be some big boy books.
I'm
gonna be bringing a bunch of dollar books, so you'll still have stuff to buy if you don't want to buy big boy books. But
dude, we should totally auction off some '90s comics. Yeah, it'd be like loser has to auction off theirs. It's like no,
it's my childhood Turok one.
Yeah, no.
So that's what I got going on. If I do have the next couple days off, which it looks like I'm going to because of the storm and I have power, I'm gonna try to shoot some videos that I mean to shoot. So keep your eye out for that too. And yeah, I'll be bringing the heat. All keys, Diaz says, and that is not an exaggeration. It, like he sent me the picture. I was like, "Are you joking?" Because get ready to go broke. You want a key? It's gonna be there probably.
Wow.
Biggie Shack got his copy of Scarecrow. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That someone bought from me, NYC bought from me on an auction and sent to him generously. The recalled, a returned copy of First Appearance of Silver Age Scarecrow. Silver, bronze, and copper, yeah. I don't know if he wants to spoil like what he's selling yet, but I'm not over-exaggerating how insane this auction is going to be.
Hype.
The hype will be real. So that's why I'm talking about it a week and a half in advance. That's all we got, I think. Oh, spoil away.
Nice.
Silver Surfer 3 and 4 and 1, Hulk 180, 181. Like, let me pull up the pictures so I don't miss any of the straight heat that he sent me.
Surfer 4, damn.
Yeah, House Secrets 92, first Taskmaster, first Black Suits, first Hobgoblin, Nova 1, Eternals 1, X-Men 141, 142, first Deathlock, Adam Warlock Keys, Watchmen 1, first He-Man, a Captain America annual where he's fighting Wolverine, first Legion of Monsters, first Morbius, first Black Cat, I think. No, that's the first Sensational Spider-Man or whatever, Peter Parker, where Black Cat early black suit. But yeah, some straight fire.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really want Taskmaster. I'm saving for Baltimore though.
Yeah,
it's gonna go down in Baltimore.
I told him like I might go broke on my own auction.
Counterproductive.
Obviously, I'm sure he's not going to be starting them at $1, but
oh man,
you got an ASM 300 too. He said.
Jeez.
I would assume he's going to be offering them at some reasonable prices. Probably not like starting them at GPA, but I don't know if you want to start them at GPA. That's
still fair.
Still fair because they're high quality books. I'm sure in nice grades because he only buys nice grade stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Although I can't speak for that either. Maybe be like this Silver Surfer wants a 1.0 Alex Alar. My goal is to sell everything below GPA. There you go. I had a feeling because DS is a good dude. Not that you're not a good dude if you sell a GPA because it's fair. That's, the reason there's GPA. Anyway, I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna stop talking. And case in point, I should probably stop. Cool.
We did it.
We did it. We talked about the 90s and the world didn't end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is good. I like
money for Baltimore. Yep.
I think this has a good feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going. DS is a big golden age guy, so he buys big boy books, and so he
getting rid of all this chump change.
Getting rid of all his.
Get these pennies out of my pocket.
Yeah, all this silver and bronze stuff that us plebes buy, so he can buy LB Cole covers.
He's like $1 bill. What is this? Get out of here.
Cool. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for hanging out in the chat and talking about wrestler dicks.
That happened.
And hopefully you'll tune in next week when we bring some more 90s heat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.
Later.